and welcome to Tapping Tuesday. Today's topic is tapping into joy. So, for those of you who are new, what I do is I come on here and I practice EFT tapping or emotional freedom technique. An emotional freedom technique uses the meridians of the body to send a calming signal to the brain to get out of the fight or flight mentality in your brain. So I'm going to share this on a couple pages. I'm going to give it a few minutes for some people to pop in, and then I'm going to start the tapping, and I'll explain a little bit more. So for those of you who are new, my name is Laura, and I am an assertive life coach. So what that means is I help people set healthy boundaries. I help them learn to stand up for themselves. I help them learn to say no to others and say yes to themselves. So what I do in this tapping session is I pick a topic every week and I come on here and use tapping to help you let go of something that is bothering you, some sort of anxiety, a stress that's happening in your life. And today's topic is on joy. So what I want to focus on is feeling the lack of joy. So, that could be depression, that could be anxiety, it could be fear, it could be any number of things. But basically, what I want to focus on today is the feeling of joy and of cultivating that. I know this time of year for so many people, it varies, but a lot of people feel more joyful around the holidays. They feel like they're actually, being able to go out and do things and see family and see, be able to kind of be immersed in this holiday spirit. And a lot of that is kind of being not happening this year. So I feel like, I really wanted to come on here and really focus on how we can cultivate more joy in our lives. So for me, really joy is not necessarily about gaining happiness outside of yourself. So when you're constantly looking outside, when you're trying to find things that are, outside of yourself, or you're trying to gain happiness from material objects or situations or places, and if those things are no longer in your life, how can you create joy just from just being yourself? Kids have the most joy in their lives, and kids are, because they're in the moment, they're able to be present to the little things that many of us miss in our lives. So they have such a joyful energy. And when we look at kids and we see that joy, a lot of us, either think that it's naive or that, they aren't, they haven't grown up yet. But we can still get back to that sense of joy that our inner child is feeling. We can still cultivate those feelings of joy, even if it seems like there's not a lot of joy this year. And I understand that, there are a lot of people suffering this year. There is a lot of heartache, a lot of things are going on, and I have compassion. I completely understand. and I send out so much love and light to those who are struggling right now, because I really wish that everyone, everyone could be joyful and happy all the time, but that's not necessarily true. Um, but I really feel that, I really wanted to come on here and really talk to you about what it was like, what it was like as a kid. And for me, I celebrate Christmas. And for me, it was always, that feeling of magic around this time of year. That feeling that something magical or wonderful was going to happen just all the time. And, you know, how do I cultivate that in my life now? I honestly, today, it started to snow a little bit. It started to flurry. And there's something always magical about that first snow of the year. I mean, I think it snowed before, but it just felt like the first snow, the first real snow. And it was just, there's something like magical about it. And I just took a second to just stand outside and just look at the snow and just appreciate it, and to find the magic in that, to find that, sense of love and joy that really is kind of like lacking in my life right now. Um, so, I'm feeling really, really called to do this tapping on joy and on just appreciating this level of joy into our lives. So, basically, what I want to do is EFT tapping, I kind of explained a little bit earlier, but I'll explain again for those who are new. EFT tapping, or emotional freedom technique, uses the meridians of the body to send a calming signal to the brain to help you get out of the fight or flight mentality in your brain. So what we do is we tap on specific meridians of the body to send this calming signal as we're repeating phrases and things to actually get them out of your brain. So basically what I do is I start with the most pressing issue. So our most pressing issue today is on feeling like we can't find our joy. Feeling like we have this sense of it's hard to find that joy in our lives. So what we do is we take that and we rate that on a scale from 1 to 10. So 1 being, I'm not feeling joyful at all, and 10, or 1 being actually that you are feeling more joyful, and then 10 being that you're not feeling joyful at all, because what we're rating is the feeling of not finding that joy. So what we're going to do then is, after we rate that, we're going to start tapping on these points. And we're tapping on the points in order to send this calming signal as we're repeating phrases. So we start with the negative. So it's basically the thoughts that are kind of already in your head, the things that you're already thinking. And, I'm generalizing this, so maybe these phrases aren't exactly specific to what you're going through, but you can kind of use that as a tool and then put your own words to it. So we're going to tap on the negative first, then we move to a more neutral, and then we move to a more positive. So as we're kind of doing this, I just want you guys to really repeat it out loud if you can. If you're, not in a place where you can do that, that's okay. You can repeat it in your head. But to get the most benefit out of it, you need to tap on the points and actually do this. And the thing about tapping is you can repeat this as many times as you want. You can continue using tapping, and you can come back and watch the replay as many times as you want. So without further ado, we can start the tapping. So I just want you guys to get really comfortable. So maybe roll your shoulders back a little bit, move your neck around, and just kind of get comfortable. And then you can close your eyes. So I want you to take 3 deep breaths in. So inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Now, I just want you to check in. So, we're going to work with our most pressing issue, or MPI. So, our most pressing issue today is I'm finding it hard to feel joyful. So just kind of notice, are you feeling any sensations in your body when you're thinking or saying that phrase? I'm finding it hard to feel joyful. Maybe there's a sense of heartache. Just notice where you're feeling that. And then on a scale from 1 to 10, rate that feeling. So I'm finding it hard to feel joyful. 1 being you're feeling really joyful, and 10 being you're finding it really hard to find that joy. So once you have your number, then I just want you to check in with your body. So is there any place in your body that you're actually feeling this tension or tightness? Are you feeling any sense of anxiety, any sort of pain? Maybe it's physical or emotional. And just notice where you're feeling that. And then on a scale from 1 to 10, you can rate that as well. And then once you're ready, you can open your eyes. And we're going to begin the tapping. So we're going to start on the karate chop point. And you just repeat the phrases after me. So even though I'm finding it hard to feel joyful, I completely love and accept myself. Even though I'm finding it really hard to feel joyful right now. I completely love and accept myself. Even though I feel like I should be joyful right now and I'm really not. I completely love and accept myself the way that I am. And move to the top of the head. I'm finding it hard to feel joyful. A lot of people feel joyful around this time of year. So just follow along with the tapping points as I'm doing them. A lot of people are feeling so joyful, but I'm finding it hard to. So much has happened this year that I'm really finding it hard to feel joyful. I feel like I've lost my sense of spirit. I usually love this time of year. But I'm finding it hard to feel joyful right now. There's so much suffering going on in the world right now. So being joyful feels really selfish right now. It's really hard to be joyful right now. I just have so much compassion for everyone who's struggling right now. And I'm just finding it really hard to remain joyful. I can't see family as much right now. And I can't go to the places that I usually go to. Finding it really hard to be joyful right now. Sometimes it's really hard to remain positive. But maybe being joyful is how we change the world. Maybe joy is the one thing we do have under control. There's a lot of things outside of us that are out of control. But we can always control how much joy we have in our lives. Joy doesn't come from outside things. Joy doesn't necessarily come from material things. Joy comes from each and every one of us. Joy is the vibration of love. We can always remain joyful. We can always choose to see the silver lining. We can always get back to our inner child. Remember the magic of being a child at this time of year. Things felt so simple. Yet, that doesn't have to go away once we grow up. We can always find magic if we know where to look. When things feel dark, the best thing to do is to remain in the light. Cultivating a sense of joy helps us have hope for the future. You're allowed to be happy. You're allowed to be peaceful. You're allowed to feel joyful. It doesn't mean that you don't understand what's going on. It just means that you're feeling better yourself. And when you feel more joyful, you're always helping others. Joy can be contagious too. The more joy we put out into the world, the more joy that we'll get back in our lives. Sometimes it takes courage to be joyful in times of stress. But we can always have that hope and that light. We can always spread the joy to other people. We can always remain in the love. We can always find the magic in everyday moments. Finding that joy that we used to have when we were kids. Choosing to feel more joyful in every moment of our lives. Right here and right now, I choose to be joyful. And take a deep breath in. And breathe out. And you can close your eyes again. And I want you to focus on how you feel now. So on a scale from 1 to 10, are you feeling joyful? So 1 being you're feeling really joyful, and 10 being you're not feeling so joyful. So we were tapping on the lack of being joyful and feeling like we can't find our joy. So you want your number to be going down. And if it's only gone down a couple points, that's okay. You can continue tapping after this is over. Or you can come back to this at another point. And now just check in with your body as well. So on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel now? How does your body feel? Has your number gone down? Has the stress in your body gone down? And just notice it. And then once you're ready, you can open your eyes again. So thank you guys so much for joining me in this tapping. I really hope this helped. If you want any more information about tapping, you can go to thetappingsolution.com. They also have a tapping app, and I'm not sure if they still have the sale going up, but they did have a Cyber Monday sale going on. And also, I am offering EFT tapping sessions. So my EFT tapping sessions go more in depth. It's a one-on-one session with me, and it's 30 minutes for $30. And basically what you get is a customized EFT tapping session based on what you're going through. So if you enjoyed this and you kind of want more, you want to go more, you want to dive more into this, you can check out my EFT tapping sessions. All of my services are listed on my page. And I will also post the link to schedule a session. And then I also am accepting new clients right now. So if you're interested in going further with me, I am a life coach. So basically what I do is I help people learn to stand up for themselves, learn to set healthy boundaries, and learn to say no to others and yes to themselves. So what I do in my coaching is I basically take people from a place of, I work with a lot of people with codependency. So I take them from this place of feeling really insecure and having trouble setting boundaries, trouble standing up for themselves, trouble feeling really comfortable in their own skin, to a place of self-love, to a place of more self-love. So I do a step-by-step process to guide you through to be able to start standing up for yourself and setting these boundaries. And I do modalities like EFT tapping in my sessions. And, if you want more information on that, I have free clarity sessions. So each clarity session is going to be a one-on-one session with me, where I basically teach you what I'm going to be doing with my coaching, and then we kind of find out if we'd be a good match for coaching. So if you want more information about that, I will post a link also to that in my comments. And I'm also working on a workshop right now. So I haven't officially announced this yet, but I'm definitely going to be doing a workshop, another online webinar workshop on Zoom. So I've had a couple in the past that have been really successful. So if you're looking into just, you don't quite want to step into coaching yet, but you want to kind of get see what it's like to work with me, this is more of like a group session. So it would be a Zoom session, and I do a workshop on specific topics each time. So I'm not really sure what the topic is going to be, but I'm gearing towards doing a topic on stress relief right now, because I feel like people could really use some techniques and tools to be able to get some stress relief right now. So stay tuned for that. I think that's it for announcements. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it then. So if you're, if you're interested in any of that, please feel free to, and you just like want more information, just please feel free to reach out to me and message me at any point if you're interested. All right, well, thank you guys so much. Sending you guys so much love and light. Have a good night.